Today's program is sponsored by The Anthony Vincent Salon. Say hello to beautiful.
Fashion, music, wellness.
And don't forget sex.
Mostly sex.
If it's trending, they'll be talking about it. Trend Radio is right here.
And right now, I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
And we always have something great to say.
Because it's us. So stay tuned.
You'll be glad you did. Good morning, Elise.
Good morning, Anthony.
What a great show we have today.
Isn't that sweet, Mike, that he always starts off that way? We always have a great show.
Because it's us.
Of course.
Well, we're going to be talking about some interesting facts later on in the show today.
Like what?
Well, you know, you don't hear stuff like this anywhere.
Only here.
Only here.
Only here with us.
Have you ever heard of the Bristol poop chart?
Really?
Yes.
Really, Anthony? We're doing poop again?
It categorizes the 7 types of bowel movements.
Oh my God, of course it does.
And we are going to tell you all about them.
Each and every one, I'm sure.
A little bit later on in the show, so stay tuned for it. But this week in history, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dr. Seuss.
Thank God he doesn't sing for a living. Isn't that, oh gosh. Actually, you have a fabulous voice. But yes, it is Dr. Seuss's birthday. I actually just stuttered. It is Dr. Seuss's birthday. And do you know he was originally Theodore Seuss Geisel, born March 2nd, 1904. This American writer-illustrator sold over 600 million copies in more than 20 languages of 60 different books that he published. Isn't that amazing?
That is great.
And his first one, wait, his first one, and to think I saw it on Mulberry Street. But everybody's favorite, or a lot of people's favorite, are The Cat in the Hat.
Cat in the Hat, of course.
Well, I guess maybe that's what he's well known for. But, I mean, I like... You know, Sam I Am, that Sam I Am. I do not like that Sam I Am.
I like green eggs and ham.
Green eggs and ham. Exactly. That's what I was talking about.
Well, you know, it was interesting. Just in the news, they found some manuscripts of unpublished books that Dr. Seuss wrote and just never finished.
Do you know what they did with his birth date?
No.
They adopted it as Read Across America Day.
Wow.
Yeah. What an honor that is.
That absolutely is.
Yeah, he's awesome.
You know.
Or he was, anyway.
You're a woman, Dr. Seuss is a man.
Yes. Well, I'm glad you noticed.
You know, there is a little book out, which is Observations on the Male Species.
Oh, the male species.
Yes. And it is what women say about men. In the Bible, we find out that everything there is to know about Adam's feelings. And we know what he thinks about his expulsion from paradise. And we know what he thinks about Eve's role in it. But what were Eve's feelings on the matter? And ever since that first little incident in the garden, the recorded...
In the garden.
And we're going to talk about... in the garden a little bit later on.
Okay.
So you'll just keep in the garden in mind.
Okay.
Well, anyway, since that first little incident in the garden, the recorded history of male-female relationships have a definite male slant.
Male slant, huh?
Well, here we go. Women want mediocre men. And men are working hard to be as mediocre as possible. Margaret Mead said that.
Wow. That's very funny.
If you want anything said, ask a man. If you want anything done, ask a woman.
Oh, I guess that's why you ask me for so much.
Margaret Thatcher.
That's funny.
Behind every great man, there is a surprised woman. Marion Pearson. So we're going to every week have a couple of little things about women's point of view on men.
That's cute. Okay.
So, Elise, this woman wins the lottery during a really drawn out divorce, and her ex-husband wants half the money.
I don't think he's entitled to it.
Why?
He's her ex-husband.
No, they're in the middle of a drawn-out
Okay, they're
divorce.
in the middle of the divorce.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I thought you said after a drawn-out divorce. So if they were already divorced, then he wouldn't be entitled to anything. But if they're in the middle of it,
What about if they're still friends?
and she wants to give it to him, that's fine. He's still not.
Oh, and I'm not talking about friends with benefits.
No. If they're friends and they're divorced and she wants to give it to him, she can give it to him, but he doesn't.
That went right over her head, folks.
No, it didn't go over my head.
Oh, you chose to ignore me?
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Not the first time.
Okay. But the thing is that he's not, it's not, what am I saying here? He's not, if they're divorced already, then he doesn't get anything. If she wants to give it to him, cool. She's sweet. Now, if they're in the middle of their divorce, that changes things. Then I don't know. I mean, the legalities. I'm really thinking that, here's what I'm thinking. He's not entitled to it. They're in the middle of divorce. They've already filed for divorce. He does not want to be with her anymore. They're getting divorced. It might be drawn out. Hey, just because she's lucky doesn't mean anything. I think he doesn't get anything.
Oh, listen to her, Mike. Does she sound angry or what?
I'm just saying.
Well, at least nobody goes into a marriage thinking that one day they're going to roll over, get divorced. But if it does come to that, it certainly helps to have a couple of bucks in the bank.
Sure.
So
yeah, especially for the divorce lawyer.
and that's what happened to this Dutch woman. She was in the process of getting divorced from her husband of 30 years.
Wow.
They were together 30 years.
That's a long time.
You still feel as though he's not entitled to anything?
That's a long time.
Yes, it is. And
but let me ask you something, and this is the truth. They're in the middle of a divorce, right?
mm-hmm.
She wins the lottery by luck. They're getting divorced. Legalities say, why does she have to give it to him? Whether they're friends or not. I mean, if she wants to, if they're friends. I mean, everybody is different. You don't know how bitter she is. You don't know what he did.
Yeah, I'm sure he did something.
You don't know what he did.
Yeah, she didn't do anything. He did.
Oh, you know what? You don't know what she did either.
You see, this is what a particular woman says about men.
No, that is not
to me
true.
here.
That is not true. Because you know what? You know me. I'd share it.
Yes, you would.
Yes.
Yes, you would.
So this is not about me. This is about a circumstance.
See, you would share it with everybody. You'd share it with so many people, there'd be none left for you.
I would have enough.
Okay.
How much do you need?
Well, she won $3.1 million.
Beautiful.
And it was the post-code lottery. And she won it on New Year's Day of 2015.
How lovely. Good for her.
Yeah.
Now, did she give him any?
Well, it took a while before she could actually enjoy it because her soon-to-be ex-husband was not going to allow this former partner to enjoy all that cash alone. And he argued that she had played that lotto ticket using their shared funds during their marriage, and that he was entitled
But
to
let me just
half
ask
the
you
money.
something. How is it their shared funds if they're in the middle of the divorce?
I'm just telling you what the argument was.
Ah, okay.
No, there's more.
Okay.
Just patience.
I know. Simmer down.
Simmer down now. Simmer down. Now, the Amsterdam District Court ruled that the woman was able to keep it all. The judge found that the woman used money from her own bank account to purchase that winning ticket, that she and her former spouse had separated their finances 4 years earlier when that son of a bitch moved in with his girlfriend.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
What a son of a bitch. So then seriously, and you think that she should give him anything? I say nothing. Nothing. Okay, if that's not karma, ooh, baby, I just do not know what is. That is beautiful music.
Well, that means that the prize won did not belong to their joint assets, as you just so quickly pointed out. And the court, now the court is holding this prize money apart from their divorce settlement and the division of goods. And the courts, they made this ruling on December 23rd, 2016.
Wow.
Merry freaking Christmas.
Wow.
Great story, huh?
That is fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you just lost your phone. I'm so sorry.
Well, thank you for bringing it up.
Well, I want to talk about phones. Do you use emojis when you do? Mike, do you use emojis?
I actually am in a weird predicament with emojis because back when they had AOL Instant Messenger, I'd always type them out.
Okay.
And now they have the ones you could just have the icons. I like to be old school and just use the actual text, like a semicolon and a parenthesis.
Ah.
Yeah.
I like that too. I do that sometimes.
Yeah, it's
and sometimes I
nerdy.
use the little face.
Oh, the smiley face thing?
But regardless
Yeah.
of any of it, I am sick to my stomach right now. So I'm letting everybody know that because I do not have my phone.
I did just get a kissy face emoji from her before she lost her phone.
Did you?
Earlier, so,
that's, we're going to talk about that kissy face emoji
All right.
in a couple of minutes. But there are now vagina emojis.
I didn't need to know that.
And I have some pictures of the vagina emojis.
I was
and
looking at this and I was thinking,
Did you know
what
what
the
they
hell
were?
is this? Yeah, I was thinking, what's wrong with him?
Now that you know they're vaginas, they're definitely vaginas. And
I know.
they're all shapes and sizes.
I see.
I didn't know that.
Ha ha ha. You know everything.
Well, have you ever done like old school emojis?
What do you mean by sexy?
I don't know, sexy.
I mean, I guess I don't know. I mean, I've done like flirty texts with the
Flirty,
an emoji
that's
in
the
it.
word
yeah,
I
like
was
a flirty.
looking for.
Yeah, I've done,
Yes,
like a
yes.
winky face and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we all do that. So we're all aware that emojis as a sext potential, but just like you said, before now we had to rely on, old school and making the semicolons and the thises and the that's. And you got to make a combination of emojis to depict what you're really saying, like the lady garden.
The lady garden?
The lady garden, that is woman plus flower emoji.
Ah.
So that, but now we have a vagina emoji, so.
So you just pull right up there, the lady garden right there.
Right, because, unfortunately, guys like me not always know what the heck women are talking about.
Oh, really? So you want a woman to be sending you
Just saying.
emojis? Vagina emojis. Okay.
If I got a woman plus flower emoji, I'd think, you want me to send my mom some flowers?
Oh, boy.
So, charades, puzzles, they're fun at parties, but when you want someone special to come over in a hurry for Netflix and chill,
You send them a vagina emoji.
that's right. You don't waste your time with a pizza emoji.
You just send those vaginas over the text.
Well, you can now.
How nice is that?
Okay.
Thank God. Oh, God. I don't know what we would have done without that.
So anyway, do you think using these little vagina emojis will improve your sex life?
Don't
answer. Don't answer.
I know, but I want to. I want to answer. I can't even imagine sending a vagina emoji through text is going to improve anything. Okay?
I have this itch right here. Vagina emoji. Well,
Interesting.
improve your sex life, maybe not. But for some guys like Mike, having the right tools to communicate their desire can make a big difference in getting what they want.
Very cool.
Now, these emojis are from Flirtmoji.
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 That's funny.
And Flirtmoji believes that good communication and good sex go hand in hand.
Yes.
Of course, if you listen to our show, we
Well,
talk
that's
about
the
that
truth.
all the time.
Absolutely.
So, improve your sexual experience. Flirtmoji believes in the power of using symbols to communicate complex desires and flirtations.
Very cool. Well, Flirt Emoji then, I'm sure, has an audience.
Yes, they do. And I wonder if sketching vagina emojis can be done on a whim. And
I'm sorry. What?
Sketching vagina emojis. The flirt emoji artist. Her name is Kathy McCarthy. And, she says that she always starts by making an old-fashioned line drawing in her sketchbook of these vaginas. And I was just curious if she just did them on a whim or, how do you come up with the vagina?
I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
I don't know. Emojis have never been my thing. I use them periodically, but I guess that's how she makes her money. So and it's her thing. So she probably sketches all the time.
Yes, she does. And they are on Flirtmoji. They're on a mission to make sex icons for everybody.
How cool is that? Well, good for them.
Yeah. McCarthy and her fellow Flirtmoji artist, Jerry Yingling, their goals are to visualize the entire spectrum of safe and consensual sex emojis.
Cool.
And to do so with a full range of body shapes.
I love it. It sounds fantastic.
Yeah. So
it's very cute.
It is. They're very cute.
It's really very cute.
And
I would look if I could, but I can't. I lost my phone.
Well, they're not selling them in the App Store.
Mm.
The Flirtmojis, you can copy and paste them from the group's website.
Ah.
The first set is free, and each group of images after that costs only $1.
Ah. Very cool. Okay. See, I wouldn't do that, though. That takes up too much of my time. To copy and paste, and I'm copying, I'm pasting. No, I just need it right at my fingertip.
Yeah, when you're copying, pasting like that, do those vagina emojis get a little sticky or anything?
I don't know. I'll have to try. When I find my phone.
Well, do you know what your emoji use says about your sex life?
No.
I guess it depends how many
I don't.
vagina and wiener emojis you're sending out. But how often would you say you use emojis when you text?
I use emojis a lot. I mean, because I'm smiling or laughing and, giggling and stuff like that, and I'm always wanting people to smile. And, you never can tell what you're saying, because when you're texting, it's a sentence. And if you're driving, I'm going to the bank and I'm going to this and I'm doing that. And sometimes it did you do this? And you don't want to sound like mean or negative or nasty or anything.
Since when? All those texts you send me, I feel like I'm being reprimanded.
So I always send a smiley face or something because I want whoever it is that I'm speaking to know that.
I always get the grimace.
You never get a grimace because I don't send anything grimacing. I always send a smiley face. So, or sometimes I'll send like a sunshine or something like that. Now, I don't typically send it to you.
Of course she doesn't.
I don't. But I do the semicolon parenthesis thing because you're old and no, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
one time.
Thank you for reminding me. 40 freaking years old.
You said to me one day, "What is that little yellow thing with the eyeball?" And you said that to me one day. And I said, okay, now I understand. He does not see that well. He does not know what that is. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to send it. It looks like a blur to him. So if I'm sending you a smiley face, it's usually the semicolon and the parentheses.
Oh, okay. So that yellow dot was a smiley face.
Yes, it was, or a sunshine.
So do you use emojis like once a day, every other text, or in every text that you send?
I would probably use them in every text that I send.
Okay. 1, 2, 3 emojis?
It depends on how happy I actually am.
Ah, you got to be happy.
It depends on what message I'd like to send.
I see.
Sometimes I throw a heart in there. Sometimes I throw some lips in there. Sometimes I throw a wink. All kinds of things. Okay, so you know how animated I am.
Yes, you are.
So why wouldn't I be that way when I'm texting?
Okay, so if your intentions are to be, cute and funny, that would be you, or to be, happy or sad, you do that. But science says that you might have an ulterior motive, sexy motives under that winky face.
Oh, is that what
Yes.
science is saying?
That's right, according to a recent study by the dating site Match.com.
Mm-hmm.
It says that singles who use emojis regularly have sex on the brain a lot more often than those who don't use them.
Well, I wouldn't argue with that then.
Well,
If that's what they say, and I use them all the time, then I guess that's what it is.
well, just listen to your show. It's always about sex.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, they surveyed
My show or your show?
our show. Don't be selfish. I've been trying
just
to
said-
teach you to be generous, not so selfish, to be kind and giving.
You're teaching me so well, too.
Yes, yeah,
Best teacher I ever had.
Oh, it's nothing. I'm so humble.
Yeah.
Anyway, Match.com surveyed 5,000 users on their site and found that the more frequently singles use these emojis in their text, the more they were having sexy thoughts.
That's awesome.
So according to Match.com, people who use more than one emoji in every text are thinking about sex several times a day.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, there may also be a correlation between the overuse of emojis and sexual frustration. So you either have sex on the brain or you're sexually frustrated.
Oh.
I remember, talking about having sex on the brain. When I was going into the Special Forces way back when, we had to take a psych test. And the doctor had one of those things where he puts these pictures out, in front of you, these ink drawings or ink blots, and then you tell him what it looks like. So he has this set of ink blots, and I'm sitting down with him, and he puts the first one down. He says, "What's that look like?" And I said, "Well, that looks like boobs." And he says, puts another one down. And he says, "What's that look like to you?" And I said, "Well, that looks like butt." He puts another one down. "Well, that one looks like boobs." And then he put a fourth one down. I said, "That one looks like butts." He said, "Anthony, you certainly have a sex thing on your mind." And I said, "What are you talking about, Doc? You're the one showing me all the dirty pictures."
That's outrageous.
Anyway, according to the data, the frequent use of the emoji text is relatively common practice among singles. In fact, 40% of those surveyed said that they use more than one emoji in every text they send. Now, this is also the same group that thinks about sex several times a day.
That's so funny. Yeah,
That group is
use a lot of emojis.
female co-hosts.
Oh, is that what the group
that was
is?
that was this group here.
I see. That's pretty funny.
So
You're a funny guy. I'm going to send you an
funny-
emoji when I get a phone.
Like I'm a funny guy, like ha funny.
Yeah, like you're here
like
to
a clown.
Yeah, like a clown. Like you're here to amuse me. Funny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Piece of egg on my microphone here.
Yeah.
Yuck.
I guess you were eating and, splashing at the same time and, shooting out of your mouth.
Well, anyway, generally speaking, emojis really are becoming more and more of a primary method of communication, especially among the millennial population. And that's the quickest growing
Yeah,
segment of the population are the millennials.
that is true.
Millennials gravitate toward these little pictures, as well as these short little videos, because those things say a lot without really having to say anything at all.
That is true.
Yeah, I guess that's why the Snapchat and Vine
Oh my God.
are doing so well.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
They allow you to be like hyper expressive without wasting time with wordy
Well,
texts
yeah,
and
it's
stuff
not,
like that.
it's 1, 2, 3. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, Snapchat is it's pictures. And you just, you can make an expression for a second or just talk for a second. It's very interesting. And then it disappears.
it really doesn't.
I know.
But that's for another show.
I know.
So what are the emojis that these single kids are using to get their flirt on these days? Other than the vagina emojis, of course. The most popular ones, according to Match.com, the winky face.
Mm-hmm. The winky face.
By far the most favored. 53% of the women and men claim they use this emoji. The blushing smiley face. 41% of women use this smiley face.
That's funny.
And the...
I actually don't use that one.
No?
No, I don't really blush.
No, you turn into a zebra.
Well, that's when I get upset.
Yes, yes.
Or angry.
Oh, yeah, every day.
Oh
3
my
times a
God.
day.
It's what you do to me. It's what you do.
How about the kissing winky face?
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah, that is
I send that.
slightly bolder than the wink alone, and you're very bold.
Yeah,
And
I send that all the time.
You do.
Yeah.
Okay, you are different because this
Here,
one's used.
it's like this.
20
It's like... I just did a little wink and a little kiss. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I do.
Well, that one's used 24% by women.
Yeah.
But those that got the highest votes
Mm-hmm.
were the lipstick kiss.
Yeah, I do that too.
I like the lipstick kiss.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
I send that.
So this British guy named Tom,
Mm-hmm.
talking about sending emojis and wishes and things like that, and messages. So this guy Tom thought it would be like a really good idea, admittedly after having a couple of drinks, to create a happy birthday group and send it to all his former girlfriends
Oh.
to wish him a happy birthday.
Oh. How about that?
This message that he left, they were uploaded on the Lad Bible,
How funny is that?
and it caused a bit of an internet sensation. He had more than like 34,000 likes and like 8,000 shares, and the exchange is like really crazy, really funny.
Wow. That is a riot.
Yeah. So Tom began his messages with, "Didn't want you to forget my birthday, girls.
Oh, how funny is that?
I just thought you might want to share in some memories of me with each other as
With each other.
as I am lonely this year and miss the lot of you." He must have just turned
funny.
42.
How funny is that?
So then he goes, "I just thought I want to get you all together in a group and say thanks for spending parts of your life with me, even if it was a long time or a short time."
That is a riot.
So here's how it went down between Tom, Jima, and Bella, Steph, and Lisa. They were
Okay.
all his old girlfriends.
Okay.
Bella didn't really see any humor because, she's really angry, and I guess she's bitchy. And, she's telling Tom, "You're really a freaking disgusting pig," for putting her in the same group of women as named Steph. Now, Steph, he slept with while he was together with Germa.
Oh my gosh.
Gemma. And then Bella and Steph started blasting each other, for the situation that Tom put him in.
Oh,
Well, what are they blasting each other for? They should be blasting Tom.
Exactly. It has nothing to do with anybody but the person who actually created the situation.
That's right.
I say that to you all the time.
Yeah, and and it's okay because I always accept your apologies for starting all of that
I never
craziness.
need to apologize to you. On the contrary.
Love means never having to say you're sorry,
Well,
or something like that.
that is true, but I don't necessarily do anything that requires me to say I'm sorry to you because I'm usually always kind. Usually always kind. Usually.
Yeah, usually. usually.
Sometimes I become a little stripey, but you know what? That's just my reaction to something that you're doing, co-host. BFF.
Getting back to the story, Steph writes back, think what you want, Tom, but you said you weren't together after that little cozy thing.
You said, she said, he said. A lot of said going on.
So Steph is blasting Bella and says, think what you want, Bella. But Tom said you weren't together after the holidays because you were lazy in bed.
Ooh. Ouch. Ouch.
But Gemma, who was with Tom when they were in school, and she clearly has one heck of a sense of humor. And what she said was, this is freaking hilarious. I can't cope with this. And oh my God, Tom, you crack me up. In fact, Tom must have even scored himself a date, after his efforts. So I think he went back with Gemma. Yeah, I think he got back with Gemma. And
well, she's the one who found it funny, so I guess that would
she
be
was
the
the
one
one
who would be able to be with him.
Go back on the date.
Yeah.
So, Tom, why you thought this was a good idea, I don't know. But at least it's providing countless people with a bit of a laugh.
Yes.
And, if you want to read the full exchange, just kind of go over to the LAD Bible, LAD. People talk to us all the time about, their breakups and stuff like that.
All the time.
Yeah. So, you know what? When somebody breaks up like that, that's the perfect time. If she just went through a breakup, don't wait. Now's the time to make your move. Or he. People who quickly rebound trust their next partner more. A study,
Really?
Yeah. A study in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships.
I never heard that.
Yeah. They also feel more confident and desirable.
Well, that I can understand because somebody, after they've been like beaten down, if you will, now somebody is finding them attractive and so they feel better about themselves. But I've never heard that the rebound makes them feel better. I mean, it makes them feel better, but I never heard that it makes them trust more.
Well, I think this report was, if the guy or the girl is on the rebound, that's when you
Make your move.
When they just broke up, don't let that iron cool.
Go for it while it's hot.
Go for it while it's hot.
While they're hot and vulnerable. Go for the vulnerable ones.
No. It's just that, they're feeling bad about themselves. Maybe,
Yeah.
And so,
it's like a funny, weird kind of thing. But hey, if the study says it, then I guess the study says it.
Well, I don't know. It's been years.
Yeah, me too. I don't need that.
I don't know why we talk about this stuff.
I have no idea.
We have
People talk to us about it.
Yes, they do.
It's probably because we've been so successful.
in business or relationships.
Oh, yeah.
Sperm.
Oh, yum.
What?
Remember? I don't know. We've been talking about sperm a lot lately.
Yes, we have.
Actually, one of our last shows, we were talking about
the cookbook.
Sperm as the new superfood. So, it just seemed fitting when you said sperm. I said, oh, yum.
Yes,
it kind of worked.
I'm talking about a sperm bank.
Do you want to be a daddy?
No.
Then what do you need a sperm bank for?
Well, urologists are spending a lot of time talking about families and the future of their patients. Something called vasa differenta.
Vasa differenta.
Mm-hmm.
What a nice word that is.
Isn't it? It's the vasectomy.
Oh, is that what it means?
Yes. And there's a bunch of guys that are getting divorced and then they're remarrying and they want to have their vasectomies reversed.
Is that successful, though, to have the reversal?
Oh, yeah. Most vasectomies are usually very successful in the reversal process.
Really?
Yeah, it's tying the tubes that you can't reverse, I believe.
Yeah, well, no, you can untie. You can do
untie
that.
Tubes?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's very successful, but I've heard of women doing that. Isn't there a band called Slipknot?
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay. So reversal, vasectomy reversals. Okay.
Yes. And what's happening is, if you do have a vasectomy, it is 90% that you can reverse it. But, if you want to protect your fatherhood options, what you want to do is you want to seek out a facility which offers sperm banking. And it's a couple of $100 to submit a sample, and you just pay a yearly storage fee.
Oh, so you have storage for sperm.
Yes, kind of like a one of those boxes at the bank.
A vault. We'll call it the sperm vault.
The sperm vault.
Need a salon that's about the whole you? Precision haircuts, flawless makeup, impeccable nails, top-rated professional hair products. Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a hairstylist who has his finger on the pulse of all the latest trends? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a dependable salon with over 35 years in the industry? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for New York City and internationally trained stylists that will create the perfect look for you? Anthony Vincent Salon. Shine brightly while walking down the aisle. Anthony Vincent Salon. For a longer, thicker, beautiful hair extensions, Anthony Vincent Salon. Incredible makeup applications for weddings, proms, or any special occasions. Anthony Vincent Salon. Have dry, brittle summer hair? Get a hot shot. Anthony Vincent Salon. Before you put a ring on it, manicure it. Anthony Vincent Salon. Your image is their specialty. For the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Anthony Vincent Salon. For a more beautiful you, call now 609-448-2212 and follow them on Twitter.
Well, we are back from break.
Okay, well, I have to just say this. You two are the bestest guys in the world.
We know.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are the bestest guys. They would not, they knew that I was very upset about losing my phone. They would not stop looking for it. And thankfully, you guys found it. So I am so grateful. Thank you both.
We're a family here.
Yes, we are.
Great supporting
thank
cast.
you. Thank you so much. I was having a breakdown.
Yeah, we took a little break after that last segment, so we're back now. But I think the magic of radio, you can tighten up that that little loss of the 2 hours it took us to find your damn phone.
2 hours? You're really making it short there. It's a lot longer than 2.
You guys are being ridiculous.
We had to walk uphill in the snow.
Yeah, through the trees.
There's no snow. There's no snow. No snow.
And where did we find that phone?
Oh, my God.
We found it on the dashboard of Elise's car.
Yeah.
On the dashboard.
Yeah.
In plain sight. You could see it from the window. You didn't have to open the car yet.
Yeah, that's how big the damn phone is. Yeah. Uh-huh. I don't know what happened. But thank you, guys.
Happens to all of us.
Not us.
Well,
Never
not
happened to me.
us.
Oh, it
Never
happens.
happened to you, did
Oh,
it?
just
I'm talking the vernacular us.
okay. I am not going to speak vernacularly when it comes to Anthony, okay? Because he loses everything. And if I
That's right.
sometimes
I remember when I lost my virginity.
I sometimes hold his head so that because it's attached to it. If he wasn't attached to his shoulders, he wouldn't have it.
Yes.
Okay.
And I hold your hair when you're throwing up.
After my vodka stint?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the one.
That your girlfriend's supposed to hold your hair, not me.
Yeah,
But I do it.
okay,
Yeah,
all
I
right.
do it.
Okay.
Well, anyway, you don't hear stuff like this anywhere with her phone and the stuff we talked about. Have you ever heard of the Bristol poop chart?
The Bristol, why is it always poop with you?
We always talk about poop. We got to talk about poop. It's called the Bristol poop chart. And what it does is it categorizes the 7 types of bowel movement. Boy, you really don't hear stuff like this anywhere.
That is crazy.
So,
You are unbelievable. It's always about this. Yeah, it's always pooping and farting.
what is our
and
show about?
Sex.
Relationships, health, and sex.
Okay, sex, relationships. Yeah, all right. Health,
Okay,
well-being. But it's always about poop for you.
Well,
Does that really, is it
poop
really?
and farts are funny.
What's funny is when you say they're funny, then I laugh
That's right.
because that's what's so funny about it. But I don't really actually find them to be really funny.
Well,
Not as funny as
getting
you.
back to our informative show, when the doctors in the British Royal Infirmary Hospital in Bristol, England, found patients are reluctant to talk about the shape and the nature of their stools.
Oh.
And you just ranted on for about 3 minutes about talking about poop. So people don't like to talk about their stools and or their poop, which is the same thing.
That's so funny.
But
You're
you
so funny.
and we talk about things that nobody wants to talk about.
That is correct.
And you learn from listening to us.
That is correct.
Nowhere else can you.
Learn what you learn when you listen to us.
That's right. You can't lose with the stuff we use here at Trend Radio.
Oh, you are so
920 the Jersey.
funny. That is right.
So anyway, these doctors, none of the patients wanted to talk to the doctors about their stools. And if you've been to the doctor lately, and I know that you have, they ask about
Yes.
your urine, your color, the odor, your...
Yeah, they do ask all of these questions.
Well,
Well, a good doctor does anyway.
yes, they do. Anyway, so people being reluctant to talk about this kind of stuff, they devised this handy little chart called the Bristol Stool Form Scale.
Okay.
And it's a self-diagnostic chart which helps patients discuss their bowel habits without becoming embarrassed.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. Oh, look at that. You're covering up
And-
everything, so I
and
can't even tell
I'm
what you're
going-
talking about.
And it's now being used all over the world as a measuring tool for bowel and digestive health.
Well, that is fabulous. So you know what? This is great. This is going to be great for you since you're so interested in poop and your bowels. Then now you can measure everything
Well, people say I'm
diagnostically. Yeah, full of it. Sometimes you are, but you know what? This very minute, this is good information, and I'm so happy for you too. You can use this every single day.
Well, I'm just going to say
Yes.
for our listeners that the form of your stool depends on how long it spends in the colon.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and there are 7 different types of stools to consider.
Okay.
Now, type 1 on the Bristol stool chart. Now, type 1, these stools have spent the longest time in the colon, and
All right.
they're very, very difficult to pass. And what they resemble are small nuts or hard lumps.
Why aren't
like
you letting me
nuggets.
look at the pictures?
I will show you.
I want to
pictures.
see the pictures,
Well,
Anthony.
I got in trouble last time the doctor showed me different pictures. So,
Show me the pictures.
there they are. There's
Okay.
type 1. Don't get
Okay.
ahead of yourself.
I'm not getting ahead. I'm just looking at the pictures as you're talking about it
They
because
look like
you
little
are
nuggets.
very, very, very chatty about this poop deal. So this is the hardest, and this is hard little lumps of nuts.
Yes.
Okay.
We got 2 nuts sitting right here behind these microphones.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about type 2.
Okay. The type 2 stools, they're shaped like a sausage,
Okay.
but they still have visible lumps.
Okay. So lumpy sausage.
A lumpy
is
sausage.
type 2. Okay.
And they're somewhat difficult to pass.
Okay.
That's what that one looks like.
That's that. That's type 2.
Yes, that's type 2.
So then let's look at type 3.
Now, okay, type 3, they're also sausage shaped.
A lot of sausage going on here.
That's right. It's like a sausage fest. And they're very similar to the type 2, but with visible cracks.
Oh.
They're a little better formed. Now, type 4, these stools are smooth, like a smooth sausage or a snake. They're very well formed
Okay.
and easy to pass. 'cause
Okay,
they're
so
smooth.
everybody would like to have a type 4.
Yes, that is the best. The type
So
4
far,
stool.
that's the best. Okay.
Now, the type 5, and by the way, Elisa's looking at the Bristol stool chart, and they actually have pictures of the poop.
That's what I'm looking at.
Now, the type 5, these stools are easy to pass, but they're mostly a lot of soft blobs with clear edges. So it's not like a snake.
Yeah, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
So we went from sausage, everybody, to a snake and then to a blob.
Now, type 6. The type 6 stools are soft, fluffy, and mushy.
Fluffy.
Yeah. And
they have ragged edges.
Yeah, they're kind of jagged edges on that, but they're fluffy, jagged edges. And type 7. If you have a type 7 stool, it will be almost entirely liquid with no solid pieces
Very watery.
at all.
Very watery. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't want that kind.
So which type is best
4.
and why? Well, of course.
I think 4 is the best.
Yeah. Type 4 is the easiest stool to pass, and it is
Snake-like.
yes, and it comes out of a healthy colon.
Ah.
You see, stools should glide out smoothly and cause no discomfort.
Isn't this a lovely conversation?
When you sit down to use the bathroom, there should be no delay. In other words,
Boom, boom, boom.
you shouldn't have much
Snake.
time for any reading at all.
Oh, okay.
Now, also, I'm going to bring up a very old show, the Squatty Potty.
Oh, yes, the Squatty
We
Potty.
talked about the
He
Squatty
loves the
Potty when
Squatty
no
Potty.
one heard about it. It has been a great seller on QVC, and they sell millions of these Squatty Potties,
Anthony has 3.
one for each bathroom in my house. And what it does is it
You got to go over and squat on his...
squat on my pot.
Yeah, squat on his pot. Yeah.
Come on over to Anthony's. Pop a squat on Anthony's pot. You'll be glad you did.
Absolutely.
But anyway, many of you got to know about the Squatty Potty by now. We talked about it first on the show, and now we're talking about the Bristol stool chart. Now, are you a little backed up?
Wait. Are you a little backed up?
The only backup I have is in my trucks.
Ooh, okay.
But anyway, every time you eat, you should poop. This means that most people should poop 2 or 3 times a day, not a week.
Every time you eat? So, you mean eat a meal or because people are eating constantly, like a
Every
snack.
time you eat a meal.
Every time you eat a meal.
Every time you eat
Okay.
a meal, yeah. Proper elimination is a sign of very good colon health. You know, if your body's storing excrement, something is wrong. You know, and symptoms can include headache, bad breath. I know people that get bad breath when they're backed up and when they're angry, and also causes skin problems. So. And the reason for this is if your fecal matter backs up, what happens is it causes a traffic jam in your colon. And this allows your body to reabsorb the toxins that it was trying to eliminate in the first place. So what do?
Exactly.
You eat healthy foods, roughage, and drink plenty of filtered water that will help keep your constipation at bay and keep your colon hydrated.
Perfect.
Yeah. The perfect environment.
The perfect combination for poop.
Yeah, for a perfect stool. So a well-formed stool is a result of proper consumption and proper digestion. And if you consume a diet that's low in fiber and high in processed foods, which most of America is, your stools are going to be malformed.
And that's not good, yeah.
Yeah. Healthy stools do not contain undigested food parts.
You know, getting back to, of course, a few older shows, but this is something that we always say. First of all, to keep your body healthy, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. We say this all the time. Water.
Always take a drink whenever you can. Whenever
Absolutely,
possible.
especially if you're thirsty. But aside
Even
from
if you're
that,
not thirsty,
yeah,
take the drink.
That's right. You should never get to the point where you are thirsty.
I'm going to have a sip of water right now.
You should never get to the point where you are thirsty, because once you get to the point where you're thirsty, that means you're dehydrating. But besides that, you want to make sure that you eat well-balanced meals. And that's going to be clean foods, fruits, vegetables.
I wash my fruits and vegetables before I cook and eat them. So my
Clean
my
eating,
they're clean.
everybody. Proteins, good lean proteins. You know, throw in an avocado because you want the healthy fats. Olive oil, that kind of stuff.
You are so good. I can't. You are so freaking good. This is unbelievable.
Why?
You'll find out in a minute.
Okay. Well, it's better for your stomach that way.
That's right. You're absolutely
It
right.
breaks down beautifully, and then that's going to give you your snake-like poop.
That's right. You don't want any pieces of corn hanging out of them, like
Okay.
Mr. Hanky. Remember Mr. Hanky from South Park?
Yeah.
Heidi ho, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, he's something. Anthony. That's what I'm saying. Anthony's something.
Well, you know, if your bowel movement has undigested parts and foods in it, you know, it usually means that you chewed your food too quickly, or you have an insufficient acid for the breakdown of food parts.
Okay, and you know what's going to help you with that? When you have an acidic situation, anything acidic, you want to add acidic to it.
That's right.
So lemon, lime, citrus, that's going to help you. Vinegar, you know, these things will help you with your nutritional
That's
makeup.
right. Most of us have insufficient acid in our stomachs. And that's because a lot of people in America are hooked on these antacids, which actually result in a depletion of stomach acids.
Absolutely. It actually hurts you. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, not to mention the name Nexium, but to mention the name Nexium, or to Rolaids, Tums, these actually create issues for you.
That's right. And they create kidney issues also. I was just reading an article about everybody taking the Nexium and the Prilosec
Awful for
and
you.
all, you know, I hate to mention the brand names, but it stops the stomach pumps from working. And if there's no acid in your stomach, how are you digesting the food?
Exactly.
People don't get it. And it is not stomach acid. When you get acid reflux, it is not stomach acid gurgling up in your esophagus. It is undigested food.
GERD.
GERD.
Exactly.
It's
And that's what that is. Exactly.
undigested food because insufficient stomach acid for digestion. So what do? Try this. Try drinking a little warm lemon water in the morning.
I just said that. Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
you did.
All right.
You're just brilliant.
Citrus,
You're not only
yeah.
beautiful, you are brilliant.
You are
You're
lovely.
a
Thank
brilliant
you.
booty. Now, or take a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar before bedtime.
Absolutely.
And
You know, the best is to watch Anthony take the tablespoon of apple cider vinegar.
well, wait
because
a minute.
he shudders.
I don't really take a tablespoon. What do I really do?
Okay.
I have
he
my
actually,
own bottle of apple
He has
cider.
his own bottle of apple cider vinegar, and he takes a swig, a deep swig. Okay. And then just when you think you're not going to see this face again, he takes another swig, and you watch him, his whole body shakes and he shudders, and he makes this face that is, oh God, so adorable. But it is so funny. It is so funny to watch, but then you just don't want him to come too close to you because then he smells like the apple cider vinegar.
Like
Which
a salad.
To me,
I smell like a tossed
it's
salad.
really not like a salad, okay? It's like, it makes me shudder. It's so funny. But you feel better, right?
I do.
Okay.
All right, guys, real quick. Well, we'll back up. After partaking in the perfect foods to have the perfect stool, or the perfect poop, I guess with all these P's I'm saying, what about floaters?
Floaters?
Yes.
Really?
Floaters.
I
Oh,
hate,
yeah.
you guys are unbelievable. That's what they do. They talk about poop and fart. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. And now floaters.
The best is when we're off air. Me and Anthony just go on and on about
Okay,
this.
so then I think
We love
that...
it when we have guests and we're just talking right in front of them
So
about
Anthony, we need you to answer the floater question because
You
obviously...
seem to know everything. You knew about
I'm not
the
talking
apple
about the
cider and lemon water.
Well, I
You-
do know about what's healthy and whatnot. Yeah, of course.
Alrighty.
Okay, but floaters? What about the floaters?
Well, Mike, to answer your question, floaters are good. What happens is they indicate, a really healthy amount of fiber and essential
Okay,
fatty
but
acids.
can I just ask you a question? What exactly is a floater? Because I just...
A floater is
What do you- I mean-
a stool, a poop that kind of hangs around on the top of the water.
Oh, Oh.
It doesn't.
It's like a ship, like a little canoe almost. You know, it's like
if you put a flag in it,
yeah,
it'll,
you know, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's what you guys call floaters. Okay.
That's right. And
Thank you for sharing.
right, they have the right amount of fiber and the essential fatty acids. That's what's keeping them afloat. And most people, believe it or not, and you know this because we've talked about this in our shows too, they're lacking in healthy fats, and this causes the stool to sink or even be malformed, and it just sinks just like a torpedo or a.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
So if your stools are sinking like a torpedo, consider adding olive oil, avocado.
Oh, that's what I was saying before.
Yes, of course. That's why I'm saying you're not only beautiful, you're brilliant. You're beautifully brilliant.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
So add the olive oil, avocado, or some ground flax. And you have to grind flax because you can't digest a whole flaxseed. It must
That
be
is
ground.
true. Yes.
Put that into your daily diet. It goes great in cereal, salads, and smoothies.
Yes.
And Mike, I know you've done this. Take a peek the next time you go.
I can admit I do this regularly.
You do. All right,
ain't afraid.
listeners. That's right. Take a peek the next time you use the bathroom. If your stool is less than perfect, work on your diet. In the end, what comes out of your back end is the result of what you put in your front end. Keep this in mind, and you make wise and healthy food choices.
And if you would like a copy of the Bristol stool chart, email us now at trendradio920@gmail.com, and we will send you that chart along with a $50 gift certificate from Anthony Vincent Salon.
There she goes, giving my stuff away again.
Always.
You've been listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Do you want more? Go right to our website, 920thejersey.com. Click on demand and scroll directly to us.
And if you have a topic of interest you want us to discuss, or you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us now at trendradio920@gmail.com. You'll be glad you did.
Remember, your smile is your logo, your personality is your business card.
But how you make people feel, well, that becomes your trademark.
I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
And we'll talk to you next week.
Bye for now.